Good morning, lovely people. Bella says good morning as well. Welcome back to the farm. It is a cooler day. We've got some chores to do, so I'm gonna let her out. Good morning, Delaney.
Good morning.
What do your chores consist of?
Check if any of them need food, and if they do need food, I'll come into here with this bucket and start filling it up with this scoop, and then once I'm done, I'll carry it back. The purpose of the wire around this is so Knight and other cats or dogs that get in here, we don't want them biting their heads off.
And what chores do you do?
Well, I take care of the chickens, geese, and ducks that are over there. Also check for eggs when I need to.
Thane, what do you do?
I feed the ducks, giving them food from this humongous bag.
How much food?
Mostly, Mommy wants me to do 2 full cups, then they go off to my ducks.
Good morning! You are all up and awake? Waiting for your food? Good morning, Fred. Hello there, buddy. The lambs are awake and playing. Little buddy's pestering Big Mama. My sheep have gotten really good about moving out of the way when I throw those bales now. A couple of them they had the hay bale land on them, and now they're much more careful about getting out of the way. At first I think they thought the hay bale just, levitated there in the air, and I don't know. But now I say that my sheep have learned the all-important lesson of gravity, that what goes up must come down. So we've got this dugout here where sheep have been digging down. I bet they've been looking for the corn. These sheep, very naughty. Gonna give them scours again. How's my favorite little lamb on the farm, huh? How you doing, buddy? So when you just roll them back on their hind haunches, they are doing just fine that way. They don't mind sitting on their haunches for an extended period of time. They relax, just like little buddy's doing here. Well, a little later today, we're gonna try banding our bucks. I'm wondering if we band these guys, if we make them wethers, if their meat isn't gonna taste just a little bit better. We'll see, it's an experiment. They've still got plenty of water in here, but for some reason they filled it up with straw. That's really, it's really naughty. I really like these storm defense gloves. I think that's what they're called. I can reach into water and pull stuff out and it doesn't mess them up. I mean, it probably messes up the leather a little bit, but I can still be outside the rest of the time that I'm going to be, and my hands they're not affected by it. Poor thing. Oh, we lost the camera there for a second. Our second born this year, he's doing really well. Look at him just laying there. Yes, you are a hair sheep through and through. Well, that's enough messing around with the sheep today. Let's get out of here and go take care of the singing bacon. Tonight I am the boogeyman to the geese and the ducks. Alright guys, so I lied to you. We're not banding sheep tonight. It's not that I lied to you. It's that I did some more research today after going inside. I just wanted to get a refresher on how to do this. I didn't want to make any mistakes. I didn't want to screw anything up or hurt the animals unnecessarily. Wouldn't you know, when you research something long enough, you find out that there's possibly a different school of thought on how to do a thing. We have decided we're not going to band these little guys quite yet. There's a couple different schools of thought on this. Now, the problem with castrating your male lambs, they don't grow as quickly. They don't put on as much weight. So it takes longer for them to grow out to full weight, to full butcher weight. So there's some schools of thought that say, you know, you don't want to castrate a lamb that's over 10 days old or 14 days old, or, you know, I've seen a bunch of different numbers, and so, and they're saying that you can band them. Okay, so you can band at any age, or you can only band up to, you know, the age of, you know, 2 weeks. Okay, what is it? I've come to realize that people really put a lot of stock in the way that they do things, and they're not so willing to consider that, you know, maybe their way isn't the only way. Well, we're not going to just band whenever. What we're going to do is we're going to wait basically 8 weeks. So there's some people that say do not band before 8 weeks, because then, especially in the males, the urethra, that's the thing where the pee comes out, the urethra hasn't fully formed, or it hasn't had a chance to it needs to be a bigger diameter. And if you castrate too early, apparently that can cause some problems. And I think they can get kidney stones, and it can kill them. Once their little body parts inside have properly formed and developed far along enough that it's not going to be a health risk, then we'll castrate them. Does this mean that forever and for all time we will band at 8 weeks? No, not necessarily. This means that we're going to try it with 3 buck lambs, make them wethers, see how it turns out. If this year we get to the point where we've butchered one of them and we try the meat and it's no different than the other lambs that we butchered last year, then I'm not going to be banding them. They'll be intact males, and that'll just be that. But I do think that their meat is probably going to taste different, probably taste better. And so that's for us, that's all a big part of it. But the other reason that I want to castrate, especially this year, is because that's going to keep the little bucks from trying to breed back to their mothers. It's been an interesting day of learning and education. I'm really thankful that all this information is out there. We'll talk to you guys later. You have a good night, and don't forget, stay free.